da 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 do do.
Members currently in the force, but particularly today all those who have served, And a very big special thank you to any Walks on Wall Street viewers who may have been in military service. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay? I think I speak for all the chat and the team here when I say thank you so much for your service, because you guys are the reason why we're able to do cool things like this in the greatest city on earth, in the greatest country on earth, the United States of America. Oh, yeah. So everybody, happy Veterans Day. We're going to get the stream started here. Also, did anybody see Barron's, or anybody read the cover story of Barron's today? If not, you should. There was some really good articles in there, and I was experiencing a little bit of deja vu, because there was a very good article, very well written, in Barron's this weekend, talking about the transition in the yield curve, right? And that's actually something we wrote about on Thursday in the Behind the Street newsletter. I think this is something very important for all investors to pay attention to right now, right? It's not only important to understand where the yield curve is right now, but it's important for us to understand where it has come from and where it is going, right? So if you haven't received the newsletter yet, a lot of people have been telling me it has been going to their spam folder. So please check your email, particularly your spam folder, because I did send it out on Thursday evening. Lastly, I want to thank all of you, because we have reached, I think, 37,000 people are now a part of our nightly walks and talks, which I do appreciate very much. I appreciate the viewership, I appreciate the participation, and I appreciate the support of all our viewers. I try to bring out the best content each and every night, and I do appreciate the dedication of all of you to keep showing up and coming to the live stream each and every night. Now, tomorrow is going to be the Markets a Look Ahead live stream, where we're going to take every single day next week and do a little bit of a breakdown. Now, earnings season is almost over. Next week is really going to cap things off for earnings season as we pretty much finish out the year, right? Which is going to be great. Big box retailers. Okay, we're going to talk about Walmart, Target, Home Depot. All of them are on the earnings shopping block, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow during the Markets a Look Ahead stream, okay? So Saturdays, for those of you who are new here, we really don't talk about the financial markets too much. We explore different neighborhoods in Manhattan, in the city. We take a look at notable buildings and kind of just have a good time, right? This is our one day off, so it's great. Tonight, I want to walk all the way down to Rockefeller Center, because they've put up the Christmas tree. Now, it's not all lit up yet. There's going to be the lighting ceremony, I think, later at the end of the month, but let's take a look. You know, last night on the live stream, at the very, very end, the truck was actually just coming up to Rockefeller Center, dropping off the Christmas tree. So today, I think it'd be cool to check it out. You know, they've put it up, so we'll do that. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and close up the laptop here. I'm going to say hello to everybody in the chat, and we will be on our way. If you want to sign up for our free financial newsletter, you could just type !news, NEWS, in the chat. The Nightbot will drop the link to our Substack. Go ahead and check out all of our archived research there, or you could just scan the QR code on your screen, and you could read all of our archived research and receive our newsletter every other Thursday after the market closes. So I'm going to go ahead and close up the laptop, and I'll see you guys in a minute. It's a cold one out here, guys. Gotta put on the hat. All right, let's go. All right, I'm seeing a lot of chats saying, what was the song that I played during the introduction? Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna love this. So, is anybody familiar with Thomas Ibanez? Now, if you're not, the song we were playing at the beginning of the stream, sort of play us in, is a song called Park Avenue. It's called Park Avenue by the Thomas Ibanez quartet, I believe it is. It's a really just an amazing song series, honestly. So go check that out. Now, the first time I've ever heard that album was actually in the lobby of the Park Hyatt Hotel. And I used my application on my phone. I'm like, what is this song? And I've been listening to that album ever since. So go check it out. It's a very, very good album. Let me go ahead and get the QR code off the screen and we will get started. We're at Columbus Circle, 59th Street, everybody. It's a beautiful night, a little bit chilly. Hopefully the wind will subside. But I see Gary Carpenter. Says, Tom, tomorrow is going to be in the 40s. Well, today it was like 55 degrees and it was sunny. It was a beautiful day, but the wind made it a little bit colder. So we'll see. Mary says, I love jazz. Yeah, it's a different kind of jazz than your traditional jazz. As you listen to the album, I think you'll like it even better. But yeah, the artist is called Thomas Ibanez. Very good. Really, really good stuff. Lady Sarita, what's up? I see Andy here from South Korea. Always a pleasure to see you. Hopefully everything is going well over there in Korea. Christopher Allen says, have you ever watched the movie Wall Street? You know, I haven't watched the entire thing all the way through, but I've seen clips of it. That's the movie with Gordon Gekko, is that correct? I don't think I've seen the entire thing. Hey, Vinny says, Tom, I took my wife to the Flame Diner for lunch today after taking photos of Central Park foliage. Ooh, after a nice Veterans Day parade. Very nice tip, thank you. That's a nice diner. You know what? I'm going to be there very late tonight. I'm going to go there with one of my friends. My friend is a chef, one of the head chefs at Mel's, M-E-L-S, which is just down at the Chelsea Market neighborhood. Now, we were talking about this yesterday because right next to Mel's is a 2 Michelin star Italian restaurant called Al Coro. Now, unfortunately, Al Coro is going to be closing down. I know, it sucks, but it's true. They're going to be closing down the day before Christmas Eve. So go over there and check it out if you want to experience some really, really good Italian food there. But yeah, I'm going to meet him there at the Flame. It's a good spot. Now, the food is not like fantastic, but it gives you that old New York kind of diner feel that sort of reminds me of a lot of the diners on Long Island, right? Growing up, going to like the Massapequa Diner, things like that. And the unfortunate thing is, you know, and this is sort of the last piece I'll say on it, you know, with rents, particularly on restaurants, going up astronomically, a lot of the mom and pop diners in New York and bodegas that were pretty much the bedrock of New York City, unfortunately, a lot of them are going away, guys. A lot of them are going away. I think the biggest blow to New York City over the last 10 years has been the Carnegie Deli going out of business just because the rent was too high for them to operate, right? They could not stay in operation because the rent was too high. Now, the biggest travesty of the whole thing, as we are approaching Lincoln Center here, but we're actually going to head downtown and go to Rockefeller Center, is if you go to the location where the old Carnegie Deli was, it's just a big vacant and abandoned building. So it's not like they pushed Carnegie Deli out to have something else come in. No, it's just abandoned. It looks horrible. So you got to support those mom and pop stores. So I'm glad you went. I'm glad you had a good Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you. Stephanie is here. What's up? Says, I love the Carnegie Deli. I know. Well, I mean, at least we have Katz's Deli, right? That's another really good spot. You know, we haven't walked past there in a long time. When was the last time we were near the Lower East Side? I honestly don't even remember. We may have to do that tomorrow night. We haven't been down there in a long time. Hey, James, California is here. Good to see you, James. Thank you for joining us and welcome to New York. Morris says, greetings from Puerto Rico. I'd love to go there. Bottomless Coffee says, I had that all-American burger place in Massapequa, very delicious. I used to ride my bike there all the time. Now, all-American is, I mean, you never see things like that anymore. It is a very classic hamburger spot, right? It's, I was about to say it's right off of Sunrise Highway, but it's not. It's off of Merrick Road. And that place is great, particularly in the summer. Man, good memories. I used to go to Jones Beach or Tobay Beach and ride my bike to All American at the Massapequa Diner. Not Massapequa Diner, All American at off America Road, which was great. Hey, Dale says if you go to Katz's, you have to go to the corner of 1st and 1st Ave. Good to see you, Dale. Abdullah's here. Hey, Abdullah. Velma Smith says looks like a beautiful night. The Celtec is here. 966. Los Angeles is losing most of their delis too. Is that right? I'm not from. I've never been to LA. I'd like to go. But what were some like really iconic spots in LA that you would say are unfortunately shuttering? Hey, Arctic Paratroopers says happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans out there. Thank you for your service from Arctic Paratrooper and the 82nd Airborne Veteran. Whoa. Hey, Arctic Paratrooper, we appreciate your service, my friend. Thank you so much. That is amazing. Big supporter of our active duty and our veterans here on Walks on Wall Street. So happy Veterans Day to you. Yeah, I think I was telling you guys yesterday, my dad was in the Navy back in the day, way back in the day, on the USS Carl Vinson. And that was the ship where they did the burial at sea of Osama bin Laden. So he was on that ship, which is kind of cool. He was a Navy nuke running the nuclear reactors on that ship, which is cool. Okay, let's make a left here. And we're gonna walk down Central Park South, but we're gonna make a right on 6th Avenue, and that will bring us right into Radio City Music Hall, Rockefeller Center, and we'll check out the Christmas tree that just got brought in last night, which is cool. Hey, Jonathan from Florida is here again. What's up? Good to see you. It says, hello, Tom. I ate at Lester's Diner here in Pompano Beach. Very good. I'll take a screenshot. If I'm ever there, I'll head over there and check it out. Thomas Conroy says, hey, Tom, what do you think about the UFC being at Madison Square Garden? I think it's great. I think it's really great. Now, I'm not like a huge fight fan, right? But would I pay to go and see it in person? Probably. Yeah, I think so. I think I would go there and, pay to see that. I mean, think about the explosive growth the UFC has had. And I believe it really had its huge turbocharged growth boost right during COVID. Now, it was already huge right before COVID. It was already massive. But I think COVID gave it a more turbocharged boost because Dana White was not going to abide by all those regulations and rules for to not have any live sports. So I think, they went above and beyond. They went to places like Abu Dhabi and put on events during the height of COVID. I mean, obviously nobody was in attendance. And I think the first event that the UFC did during the COVID times when they shut everything down, I believe was in Miami. I think it was in Miami, Florida. Now, they didn't have anybody in attendance, but still, it gave everybody something to watch. So if there was nothing else on the TV to watch in terms of live sports, I mean, that's all everybody was watching. So it's kind of crazy what Dana White has built over there at the UFC. Again, I don't know anything about fighting, but it's an incredible business. The fight business is incredibly, incredibly lucrative. So, yeah, I think I would go and check out a fight at Madison Square Garden. How much would the tickets be, though? Has anybody here in the chat been to a UFC event? If so, how much? What is like the average ticket cost if I wanted to go see a fight in Madison Square Garden? What do you think it would be? Hey, Storm Riders here. What's up? Good to see you. Alan S. says, I was surprised to hear that MSG could be moving across the street. I don't think that's going to materialize. I think they'll probably just do a major renovation on it. DC322 says hundreds. I would probably say it would be priced similar to what the Rangers would go for, right? Because I think hockey is the most expensive sport to go see in New York, right? So now we're looking at 220 Central Park South and Central Park Tower. It looks gorgeous here. But you know what? This building that sort of has this curved shape here, this is 200 Central Park South. It's a co-op building, but I really like it because the balconies are cool and they sort of wrap around the entire building. There's, I think, a building on a unit on the 17th floor for sale. I went and previewed it last week. It is amazing, really, really amazing. Hey, the Mighty Bull is here. Good to see you. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for your service. Someone says, do you prefer club level or nosebleed level? Nosebleeds. I'll take it in the nosebleeds. Michelle K says, good evening, Tom and everybody. What's up? All right, let's cross Central Park South towards the New York Athletic Club. Wow, Sam M says 214 to 372 for the UFC. That's about how much the Miami FC soccer games are going for now that Leo Messi is part of the team. You know, before they announced that Messi was going to come to Miami, you could get a ticket for like $15, like pennies. This is the JW Marriott Essex House. I'll give you guys a little bit of a shot inside the lobby. Beautiful Art Deco building. Now they're doing a complete renovation. They're adding in a brand new restaurant right here in the Essex House. So the lobby is a little bit more crowded, I should say. It's just a little bit cramped because they're doing all of the renovations here. Still a really nice hotel. You can see all the windows are blocked off in this restaurant. It used to be called the Southgate. This is getting a brand new restoration. So they've actually temporarily moved some of the lobby and the dining facilities to the ballroom here. So if you're staying at the Essex House, just know that you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of inconvenience, all but temporarily. Hey, Edson says, hey Tom, how's it going? Everything is going really good. Everything is going really good. You know, I was reading a really interesting article today in Barron's that was talking about migration trends and GDP growth in specific cities. I think you guys would really like this. Let me make sure, let me try to adjust the brightness. I think the stream looks a little bit dark, doesn't it? I don't know if that's just on my end. Anyway, but there was a really good article in Barron's. I'll have to link it tomorrow. But essentially it was talking about the different cities across the United States that are now carrying more weight than the traditional cities that used to, you know, be the economic power engines of the United States, right? Like New York being one, LA, San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Bay Area, right? But now you're seeing more participation across the board from some of the newer up-and-coming cities. Austin, Texas being one. Atlanta, Georgia was huge contributor. Miami, Florida a little bit. We're creeping up there. But the number one was Houston, Texas, as well as Dallas. Lots of corporations, lots of companies continue to move their headquarters to be based right on the outskirts of Houston, Texas. So it was really interesting to see. Definitely go check that article out. We'll see if that has any staying power. I think that's the number one question people are asking, right? As all of these companies have left New York City, LA, not even just the cities, New York State in general, California in general, and have moved to states like Georgia, Texas, Colorado, Florida, right? What is the staying power of that? What is the staying power? Do we think this trend is sustainable, or do you think these companies are going to just come right back? I don't know. What do you think? I think it'll continue to be a bit mix of both. This is oops. Hold on, I gotta put on my do not disturb mode. I always get hammered with phone calls at night. Hey Robert, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Studios says I will be at the New York Stock Exchange for the company's Investor Day this week. Any suggestions for dinner? Ooh, I have a lot of suggestions for you. Now, do you want to stay down there in Lower Manhattan, or do you want to come uptown? There's a lot of really good steakhouses. I just don't know if you want to stay down in Lower Manhattan or you want to come uptown more. Hey, Tiff says, what's up, Tom? Red Hook much? I'll be there tomorrow from the hours of 2 to 4. If you want to stop by, feel free. I think we're catering a bunch of food there tomorrow too. We have a bunch of people coming to see, what's it called? Penthouse 3B at the Conover tomorrow. I think the Rob Report is going to be there. So if you want to come by, I'll give you a tour of the penthouse. Come by, say what's up if you're going to be in the neighborhood. But yes, I will. It's funny enough, Tiff, I will be there tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. Oh, you're staying at the Beacon. Very cool. Hopefully the weather holds up. It's been beautiful all week. JC says, Tom, what's the absolute best steakhouse in New York City? Now, a lot of people would say, hold on, let me, whoa, guys, look at how nice it looks in here. This is inside the Plaza Hotel. Doesn't that look nice? Now, a lot of people would say Peter Luger's Steakhouse. I think you're just paying for the price. I mean, I think you're just paying for the name Peter Luger's. It's good, but I wouldn't say it's the best. I think the quality has gone down a little bit, judging on the price. I like Del Frisco's. That used to be my go-to spot when I worked at 1166 Avenue of the Americas. That's a good spot, and it's a fun spot too. The atmosphere is cool. It's perfectly set up for corporate dining, right? So if you're going to be there with coworkers, that is a good place to go. And it's not too far away from Rockefeller Center, so maybe you want to go there to eat a nice steak and then head across the street to check out the tree. I always enjoyed it there. I took a lot of clients there. I had a lot of good times there. If you could eat on the second floor, I would do that. This is 432 Park Avenue. Looks stunning. And then a little bit over to the right, that big black building with some of the lights on, that is the Trump Tower. Now, when I left the office today, they closed down 56th Street. And that usually means that the former president is in town. Now, I don't know if he's still having his trial next week. I don't know. Not his primary residence, excuse me. His primary residence is now Mar-a-Lago, but you can see some lights on all the way at the top. I think that maybe he's home. Who knows? This is the Plaza Hotel. 1 Central Park South. An amazing, amazing address. Hey, the RT440 is Tom, best steakhouses. Keen, Sparks, Del Frisco's. And if you want to travel to Brooklyn, Peter Luger's. I think I agree with most of those, for sure. I would definitely agree. There's another one that I just can't, I don't remember the name of it. I think it's somewhere on the Upper East Side. Yeah, I know. Someone says maybe he's watching. Hilarious. Well, you know what is funny? Now, back in the day, Trump actually used to own the Plaza Hotel. And so think about it like this, right? The Plaza Hotel, the address is 1 Central Park South. Now, think about where we just walked from, right? This building that you see right at the other end of the park, not the Deutsche Bank Towers, but the Trump International Hotel and Tower, that is 1 Central Park West. So to own the two addresses of 1 Central Park South and 1 Central Park West, 1 and 1, those are pretty iconic addresses to have. Now, I don't know who owns the Plaza Hotel now. I think it's maybe a Saudi family office. I actually don't know. Maybe somebody could Google that. I'd actually be interested to find out. But this is the GM building. And right in front of the GM building is probably one of the best anchor tenants in the world. This is the very famous Apple store, which is open 24/7, 365. Looks like they have a holiday display here at the Dior. I think it looks pretty good. So this is really the money shot here. You see the Plaza Hotel, and right behind it is the skinniest residential apartment building in all of the entire world. It is the Steinway Tower. It has unobstructed views of Central Park. You can see all the way into Connecticut, depending on how clear the day is. But if you look into these little portals, you can actually see people shopping in the Apple store, which is pretty cool. So if you're ever up here and you're walking around, if you just peek right in here, you could actually see people shopping. People buying iPhones and all types of other stuff. Hey, Austin City Limits. Joseph Hardaway says, I didn't know it was open 24/7. Yeah, it's open 24/7, 365. I even think it's open on Christmas, I think. Now, the middle has the elevator, which is sort of the core of the Apple. And then you have this spiral staircase where the people are walking down now. This is probably one of the coolest retail storefronts in America, in my view. I think Apple did a fantastic job. Hey, Cody's here. What's up? Yeah, Dave says it was fun going in the other night. Yeah, I did take you guys down there about 2 nights ago. Oh, now you know what, everybody? You see this building right here? That looks completely dark except for that one little light on. That is the Four Seasons Park Avenue, right on Billionaires Row. And I think it's set to open in Q1 of 2024, so in a couple months here, which is actually really good news. I'm happy about that. Because it's been closed since the pandemic. There's been much litigation and infighting between the owner and investors, but I believe they settled it. And so the park, I should say the Four Seasons, is going to reopen now, which is great. You know, if you look all the way up at Central Park Tower, it looks like the lights are on at the triplex. Maybe they're doing an event or something like that tonight. Who knows? All right, let's get away from 59th Street because it is quite windy. I'm getting cold, guys, already. Hey, Chris Mills is joining us. What's up? Now, I want to turn everybody's attention to the building right in front of us, right here. This is the brand new Aman, New York, or the Aman Hotel. I believe it is a Japanese destination, or it's a Japanese, I should say, branded hotel. They're sort of like destination hotels. There's one in New York, London, all the major cities. And they just finished the restoration on the facade. It looks amazing. And I believe room rates started around $1,100 a night, maybe even more. Kind of wild. Hey, NBA Elias. Hey, Tom, hope you had a good Saturday. I did. Hopefully you had a good one too. You know, there were a lot of good articles in Barron's today. I'm not sure if you saw any. I was going to share some of them in the chat. I'll save that for tomorrow. But they did a really good breakdown of some of the things that we've actually been talking about in our newsletter, right? The transition to the yield curve. But I think my favorite article, as we look at some of these beautiful Christmas windows here at Louis Vuitton, was the breakdown in GDP output by state. So after the pandemic, you saw huge migration to states like Texas, Georgia, Florida, and increasingly, right, major cities in those states, like Houston, Texas, Dallas, they're starting to produce a lot of results for US GDP, as opposed to some of the other cities that used to be major powerhouses, like New York, LA, San Francisco. Things like that. Now, this is the Tiffany building. This actually just went through a $500 million renovation, a $500 million renovation. Looks beautiful. It's now open for business. But about a couple days into it being open, there was a big fire that broke out on the ground floor, causing some damage, which is not good. Let me just adjust the chat for a second. But what do you guys think of this building right here? That's Aman. It's such a classic. Now, it's almost like a cream color on the outside. It's really nice. Hey, Don F. Good to see you, Don. Welcome to New York City. And thank you for sharing the newsletter. I appreciate it very, very much. And happy Veterans Day, by the way, to all of our veterans. Dan Sang says, Tom, what's the name of the diner that you went to last night after the stream? It's called the Flame Diner. And Dan, I'm going to be there tonight with the buddy if you want to swing by. We'll probably be there at like 1 a.m. The Flame is right on the corner. I think this person's locked in Trump Tower. Oh. So the Flame is on 58th Street. 58th and 9th, I believe. 58th and 9th. Let's see if we could take a peek in here, because I'm freezing. I think it closes at 10. I don't know if it's already 10. Oh, it's closed? Okay, yeah. Have a good one. I think it's already closed. But yeah, I think 58th and 9th, I believe. 58th and 9th. Hey, Surfbird is here. Says, hey Tom, hope all is well. Thank you, sir. Yeah, all is well. Now you can see they have the barricades here. Now on the corner, right, as you make this left on 58th Street, this is where the residences are. in Trump Tower. So 721 Fifth Avenue. If you own a condo or you rent a condo here, this is where you would enter. So I'll kind of show you from across the street. I think they may be closing down the street here in a moment. I don't know if the president's going to come by, but this is the main entrance to the condos, right? Now, not for nothing, the views of Central Park from this building are really, really stunning. Really stunning. And you're very strategically located too. You're right next to 432 Park, Madison Avenue, everything, which is great. All right, let's continue down 5th, and then we'll check out Rockefeller Center. But if you guys are enjoying the stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We usually do these live streams every day starting at 8:30 p.m. RPT says, no, I have coffee in the cup. Dan Sang says, thanks for the invite. Oh, you're running the Queens Marathon in a week. Ah, got it. You were telling us. That's awesome. Well, congrats on that. I have to look up the running route for the Queens Marathon. I have to look up the running route. So this building right here, the one that's vacant, you see all the stained glass windows. I mean, it looks beautiful. I believe back in the day, this used to be a major, I don't know, like a very famous hairstylist or something called Frederick Fekkai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he had his studio here. And I remember I was in here one time and I was reading the story about the stained glass windows. Apparently, they cost like like there's some, I don't know the exact story, you gotta Google it, but it's worth some astronomical amount. Just those windows alone. I don't know the exact amount, but it's in the tens of millions. Cody says, Tom, are you gonna stream in Queens sometime? Probably not sometime soon, honestly. Probably not anytime soon. No way. Dan Zhang says, Tom, it's just 6 laps around Flushing Meadow and Corona Park. It is not. Dude, no way. Is it really? They literally just have you running in a circle around Flushing Meadow Park? I'll have to look that up. Okay, this is the St. Regis. So you have the St. Regis on the left, which is a 5-star hotel. And then you have the Peninsula Hotel on the right. Now, the lobbies of these 2 hotels during the holidays are unbelievable. They're amazing. And I think they do allow filming. So maybe in a week or 2, I'll be able to take you guys inside the lobbies of the Peninsula Hotel and the St. Regis. Also the Plaza Hotel, too. We haven't been in the Plaza in a long, long time. Hey, NBA Elias' Tom, Amman, New York was ranked number 25 top hotels in the world, considered the most expensive hotel in New York. Equinox ranked number 40, what was that, 42 or 48? Let me see. 48, got it. Yeah, so the Equinox is, I believe, is in 5 Hudson Yards. Anybody ever stayed at the Equinox Hotel? Now obviously, they have a amazing Equinox in the building, and they have a pool on the roof. So way back in the day, before they shut down the vessel, you were able to go all the way up top to the vessel, and you could see people swimming around on the roof.
The other hand.
It's kind of crazy how some people can afford, $2,500 for the night. That's some people's rent for the entire month. But some people spend $2,500 per night. It's wild. All right, everybody, we'll hit all the buildings down here. It's a nice, Fifth Avenue looks dead tonight. Is it just me or is it completely dead? This is actually kind of nice. And it looks cleaner than usual too, to that commenter's point. So right here is the, I'm blanking on the name. I'm blanking on the name. I must, hold on, we'll wait till this Escalade goes. I feel like every time it gets, I think since it's getting very, very dark out now, I think I'm just starting my vitamin D deficiency. Look at the ceiling of this, you know what? Let's go over here, and this is going to drive me crazy. I forgot the name of this place. The University Club, there we go. All right, so the University Club, look at how unbelievable it looks like in here. It's just so stunning. This reminds me of the inside of the Morgan Library, and it reminds me of the inside of the New York Public Library. Yeah, the University Club, this is an exclusive club. I think it's like a $50,000 a year membership. You know, does anybody else get that? Like in the wintertime, you get a little bit of brain fog? I tend to get a little bit of brain fog in the wintertime. But you know what? A little bit off topic. Not to bring up the Big C, but I got the Big C I don't know how many months ago it was now. Maybe 4 months ago, 3-4 months ago. Guys, the brain fog was insane. It was insane. I couldn't even keep a thought in my mind. I was actually worried for a minute that it would be like that forever. But it did subside after about a week or two. But the number one side effect that I had from the Big C was the brain fog. It was unreal. It felt like I got hit with a bioweapon. All right, let's look at the University Club from across the street. The architecture is amazing, amazing here. Renee says you have to stop calling it the Big C. That used to mean cancer. I have to call it the Big C or the channel's going to get taken down. I already have a strike that is on the channel forever. It is a warning strike that YouTube put on me forever. So if I get one more of those, the channel is going to be taken down. So I have to call it that. This is the Microsoft store. You can't mention the actual name of it on YouTube. I already have one strike. All right, this is one of my favorite buildings on Fifth Avenue in and of itself. This is the gorgeous St. Thomas Church. The architecture is stunning, and I think it actually rivals St. Patrick's Cathedral, which is only 2 blocks to the south. A lot of tourists actually skip over St. Thomas Church, and they just go right to St. Patrick's, which I think is a very, very big disservice. Now, during the day, you could actually go inside. You can go inside St. Thomas Church, and it looks even better on the inside. It's stunning in there. Now, this empty lot, I'm not too sure what it's going to be, but let's see what it is. Wow, it's going to be commercial. I would have not have expected that. Oh, Rolex Realty Company, really? Whoa, so cool. So anticipated completion is December of 2025. Let's see what else, maybe they'll give us more details here. No, I think that's just the name of the company. But cool, looks like we're gonna get a brand new commercial tower here. They probably should have thrown some residential in there. I think it would have done really well. Actually, I don't know, because look at this. They probably didn't have the air rights to build high enough to make it worth it to do residential on Fifth Avenue. You probably wouldn't have had good views. See, a lot of people think that you could just, buy any plot of land in New York City and build as high as you can. It's actually not the case. You need to own the air rights, and that can be very, very difficult. And actually, I know they don't have the air rights, and I'll tell you why. Hold on. You see this building on the corner here? Not the Cartier building, but this big black building right here. This is the Olympia Tower. And Olympia Tower has protected views all the way to Central Park. So I know 100% that this building cannot be built taller than Olympia. I don't believe it can. And it has protected views to the south because of, guess what? St. Patrick's Cathedral. And there's no way. Oh my God, that's a guy here. Now, I know for a fact that Olympia Tower is going to have protected views to the north because of St. Patrick's Cathedral, right? And nobody's ever going to, buy St. Patrick's Cathedral. It's protected there forever. All right, let's cross down southbound. And it looks like they're just putting up the stuff, or the Christmas stuff at the Cartier building. And this is the old Versace store I was telling you guys about. This used to be the flagship store of Versace that is now moved to Madison Avenue. So the main Versace store is on Madison, and this is the temporary Eden Gallery, which is also in Miami Beach and in Soho. But I think it fits really well as an art gallery. I mean, the building alone is stunning. I mean, look at all the detail and the artwork. I mean, not the artwork, the stonework on the floors going into this building. Stunning here. Yeah, I think I don't want to bring attention to the guy. I think he's being a little bit of a menace. There's been a lot of people causing trouble in the city, and it's just like, gets people aggravated. I don't want to bring any attention to it. MB Elias is, what did that building's developer do to get the protected air rights? I believe, and it was written in this book called Billionaires Row by Olympic Tower. So essentially, it limits the amount of height you could add to the buildings surrounding it. Like, that's how Central Park Tower, Billionaires Row, are able to go so high. It's because a lot of the developers accumulated air rights. And 57th Street allows for a very small, I think it's called floor area ratio. So you could build extremely, extremely high. But this building that we're looking at right now, Olympic Tower, this is one of the first condos, I should say luxury condos, that kicked off this mega trend in New York City of people preferring luxurious condos over, the co-ops on the Upper East Side and the like. Because back in the day, particularly a lot of foreign buyers and celebrities were being blocked from purchasing apartments in co-ops. Because a lot of people don't know this, but a co-op board can deny you from purchasing in their building for any reason. And back in the day, a lot of these cooperatives did not want non-Americans in their building. So developers saw this as a very, very big opportunity, and they said, look, we're going to buy land in Midtown Manhattan, and instead of building office space, we're going to build condos. And since it's a condominium and not a co-op, you don't have all of those aggressive rules about going through the co-op board, doing the board packages. Anybody could buy in them. So condos in Midtown Manhattan, right, that has attracted a lot of foreign buyers, and the trend caught on, and developers have been building bigger and better and more luxurious condos with amenities like swimming pools, gyms, saunas, spas, restaurants. And now you see co-ops trading at significant discounts to a lot of the condos here, which is kind of interesting. So this is 5th Avenue and East 50th Street, right outside of the Dior store. But if you guys want to know a little bit more about the New York City real estate market and just the financial markets in general, every other Thursday after the stock market closes, I email out our free investor newsletter, our free financial newsletter to everybody that is a member of Walks on Wall Street. I sent it out this Thursday. So if you want to check it out, you could scan the QR code on your screen, or you could type !news, NEWS, in the chat, and you can click the link to our Substack. Now, at the end of the article, I always include some of the newest listings that we're bringing to market. So our team here in New York City, the Kirsten Jordan team, we specialize in luxury real estate, selling to high net worth, ultra high net worth individuals. So we get to experience a lot of very cool bespoke product. And I take you guys on a behind the scenes look at a lot of that. So feel free to join us there. But you know what? It looks like Saks Fifth Avenue is about to unveil their windows, doesn't it? Looks like they're putting up, or at least hard at work putting it up. Hey, John's excellent newsletter. Thank you, John. Thank you for supporting our work. Oh, it looks like the construction workers are closing down the street here. Look at this. I wonder what they're going to bring up. What do you guys think it is? NBA Alliance has never heard of Revel before. It's a request a ride. Now they have, you know what they have in Miami, which I just found out? Depending on what town you live in South Florida, you have free ride access anywhere you want. And I think it's called Free Ride Miami. Now, I never knew about this until our good friend Action Kid told me about it. Now, as you know, me and Action Kid moved down to Miami. We bought property down there almost at the same time. I moved down there, and then, like 5 months later, he came down. But there's a ride-sharing company that bought a ton of Teslas, and they run digital advertising on the outside of the Tesla, and they're able to give residents of Miami-Dade County rides for free. It's crazy. They have it in North Miami Beach. They have it in Sunny Isles. So technically, you don't really even need to pay for Ubers. You could just call a free ride on that app and they take you around town. It's nuts. I don't know how that's profitable, but I mean, hey. Anybody know the name of the company? Oh, guys, this looks fantastic. We gotta give thumbs up in the chat for this. I mean, this is so much freedom here. for Veterans Day. This is fantastic. 10 out of 10 on the American flags. It's about time we have actual American flags around Rockefeller Center. So 10 out of 10 for this. Guys, we're live streaming in the greatest city in the world, in the greatest country in the entire world. It's a blessing. It's a blessing and a half. All right, let's check out the Christmas tree. Oh, there's scaffolding on the Christmas tree. It looks good though. Looks really good. All right, so here it is, guys. What do you think? This is the Christmas tree this year at Rockefeller Center. You know, I think you can't really see it obviously because of all the scaffolding, but I can already tell it's going to be 10 times better than the one last year because it looks more full. Last year, I don't know, it looks like, I don't know. Do you guys remember last year? It kind of looked like it lost some of its branches in transit. This looks almost identical to what the tree looks like down on Wall Street, where it's very full and it looks fantastic. I think this may be a year for the record books here in New York City. I know, Dee says they didn't waste any time putting up the scaffolding. You're right. But so far, I give it a 10 out of 10. The tree looks fantastic. And all these American flags look fantastic too. Dina says, I am vitamin D deficient yearly, especially this year. After a long summer of rain, you usually sound clear and on your game. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, you know, I went to the doctor. This is the Today Show studio, by the way, a few years ago, and my doctor said that the majority of New Yorkers, particularly during the winter, are vitamin D deficient. So hopefully I'll be able to make quick trips down to Miami, you know, to get in the sun. Because it's tough, right? I mean, if you work in an office all day and you're in buildings and the sun, you know, rises at what, 8 o'clock? What time does the sun rise now? And then it sets at like 4:30. It's very hard to get any sun, so. All right, but if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We usually do these streams every day starting at 8:30. And you also have a great shot of Jamie Dimon's new office tower here. Hey, Live Walking NYC is here, another great New York City channel. This is a great stream, Tom. Take care and happy Veterans Day. Good to see you, Live Walking NYC, a fantastic channel here in New York City. Good to see you. Let's check out the ice skating rink. I feel as if there should be more tourists in the neighborhood today. But the city does seem a tad bit empty. No, I haven't. So somebody in the chat, Prince Ice, says, Tom, have you heard the news of the Times Square concert? I have not. What's going on in Times Square? Who's performing there? Lemonades is vitamin D3 with vitamin K. Yeah, we'll go around and we'll check out and see how many people are Saved me from the pandemic. You know what saved me from the pandemic? Going in Central Park every day. I refused to lock myself inside, and I actually would work outside in Central Park. Billy Joel. Oh yeah, I mean, Rockefeller Center is going to look fantastic this year. I could already tell. This is going to be amazing. New York City always does a fantastic job with the holidays. It's, I mean, I'm definitely being biased here, but I think New York City is probably the best city to be in during the holidays. I don't really think any other city compares, honestly. Gabriel says, hey Tom, how old are you? I'm 28. 28 years old. Now, as you guys know, I love Miami, Florida. But I don't know about Miami for the holidays. It doesn't feel like it's the holidays when it's 80 degrees out. I mean, it's gorgeous and I love it, right? They decorate the palm trees. It's fantastic. But I don't know if I'd want to physically spend Christmas time there. Hey, Kevin Lanes, what's up? Good to see you, Kevin. We're now going to do a quick lap around Radio City Music Hall. Maybe they'll have that tree lit up. We'll see. Now there's still people lined up here. Remember last night there was people lined up? Is there some big event going on for Saturday Night Live? Is there a big guest? Gene says, Tom, will you be making it to Grand Central Station tonight? I think I should, because I need to duck in someplace. It's getting a little bit cold out. I think Grand Central Station would be a perfect place to warm up a little bit. Yeah, someone says the holidays feel a little bit weird in Florida. I mean, in downtown Miami and Brickell, they do a really nice job with decorating for the holidays, but it just doesn't feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm from the Northeast. I'm not from Florida. I love Florida, but, ooh, look at this. I can give you an inside look at Radio City Music Hall. They usually have these windows blocked out, but this is the inside of Radio City. So if you're going to see the Rockettes, the Christmas Spectacular, this is where you would walk in. Someone says Boy Genius is on Saturday Night Live. I'm not too sure who that is, but I'm assuming probably pretty big, because yesterday people were lined up for whatever's going on tonight. That is. So the Christmas tree is lit up on top of Radio City. So let's cross the street and take a look at it. Looks like Brooks Brothers. Is all lit up too. Now I think Brooks Brothers went bankrupt during the pandemic, and I think they've done a restructuring. I really like Brooks Brothers stuff. I'm wearing a Brooks Brothers jacket right now. They don't really make good winter jackets, but they do make very good fall jackets. I like their stuff very much. All right, So here it is. This is the Christmas tree on top of on top of the
You're taking a random ass person. Fuck out of here.
on top of the Radio City. Now, this is a good Greek restaurant. I never knew there was 2 floors. This is a double-decker restaurant here. All right, this is a good shot here. I like how it changes colors. I think I like the classic white a little bit better. What do you guys think? Do you like the multicolor or the classic white? I think I like the classic white a little bit better. Everybody says classic white, multicolor. Alan says multicolor. It's an awesome area here, it really is. I'm kind of just enjoying staring at it because in a few weeks, you're not even gonna be able to stand here, literally. It's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be so many tourists here. Hey, our good friend KC is here. Says, hey Tom, I'm in the Southwest and Christmas doesn't feel the same as in the Midwest. Yeah, I mean, Southwest is sun and fun all the time, right? Thank you for your donation, by the way. And thank you for watching the stream. Hopefully you can make a trip to New York. Now, I will say, after the holidays, though, after Christmas, after New Year's, not a big fan in New York. It is very cold, very dark, very windy. Not the best situation, not the best setup. All right, let's cross here, right by this Tesla Model Y, which is very 2 thumbs up, I give it.
Nah, my boss, that nigga.
Now, I'm surprised they don't have the big Christmas bulbs here. This is usually the #1 thing that they have up. Looks like it's not up this year yet. Alan says, do you own a Tesla, Tom? Not yet. I'd like to own a Tesla, but it just wouldn't be worth it for me right now because I spend most of my time in New York. When it comes time to spend most of my time in Miami, I will be buying a Tesla. I'm very big into EVs, love electric vehicles, and I really like Tesla. Hey Ike, what's up? Good to see you. So this is Del Frisco's. We were talking about steakhouses tonight. I don't know how we got on that topic, but for whoever was asking that question, if you're still on the live stream, this used to be my go-to spot. This is a really good restaurant, guys. It's called Del Frisco's, and it's very centrally located, right? Now, I used to work right here. This used to be my old building, the Marsh McLennan building. Let's cross. I'll show you the inside. And they've totally done a restoration of the outside. I'll show you what I mean. But this is a good spot. I like Del Frisco's a lot. There's 2 floors. I would recommend eating upstairs on the 2nd floor. That used to be my go-to spot. This is a great place. Anybody in the chat ever eaten here? This is a fun place to eat, man. It's expensive, but it's a fun place to eat. Padilla. This is Tom. My favorite steakhouse is Gallagher in New York City. Frank's is medium rare. I usually get it medium. I get a little bit freaked out when it's too, I don't know, raw, so to speak. But this is all new. So everything you're seeing right now, this patio, as you can tell, looks very clean. This is all brand new. They actually blew a hole and they made an additional entrance to the subway. So you can get the BD, F&M trains here. And this is all brand new landscaping, all brand new retail. I think they did a really good job. And it looks packed, actually. You can see. So the reason why I like to eat on the 2nd floor is the following. If you can get this table right here, this is actually where I used to sit, you're looking out the window and you have a bird's eye view of Radio City Music Hall and all the Christmas decorations if you're eating here in the winter. It's a great spot. But it's packed tonight. There's maybe like 2 tables open. Zoll's is Peter Luger Steakhouse in Brooklyn. That's good. I think it's a little bit pricey though. I think Peter Luger's has gotten a little bit lax on the quality and they've really, really jacked the prices there. It's pretty expensive, Peter Luger's. Alan S. It's possible. Alan S. is like, it seems as if corporate America is sort of pushing the holidays further, earlier. Richard says, bro, is your internet failing or is it just me? It's probably my internet. The internet's not usually really good here. So it's probably me. We'll try to head out from here. Now this is the line for Adele's Famous. This is really good halal food here, and the line is crazy long. This is probably a 3, almost 4 hour line here. All right, this is News Corporation. So this is the Fox News headquarters, but also it's the headquarters now of the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, and Investors Business Daily. So William J. O'Neill, who unfortunately passed away this year, which was a big blow to the financial industry. William J. O'Neill, right before he retired, he sold his company, Investors Business Daily, to News Corporation for $250 million. God bless him. So IBD, if anybody reads that, which I highly recommend, it's a great publication. It's all under one umbrella now. So you have Barron's, Wall Street Journal, IBD, all under one umbrella. Right here at the Diamond District, 47th Street. You could always tell when you're by the Diamond District because you have these two diamond-shaped lampposts, if you will. Well, let's head down to 42nd Street and go to Grand Central Station. We'll try to meander our way through the traffic. NBA Elias says, Tom, do you read the Financial Times? I don't read the Financial Times, to be honest, I don't. I have a few reasons why I don't read the Financial Times, but what about you? Do you read it? All right, let's cross out of the bike lane, and then we will go to the left. It. Now, sometimes I feel as if I can be in like an information overload, if you will. But I really started to read. Like, I read those 3 publications, and I mainly started it to read that when I was a freshman in college. Mainly because my reading skills were so horrible, right? All throughout high school, it was tough for me to read and write, actually. It was really tough. So I made it a point to just read, 15 minutes a day every day. And then that turned into an hour a day, then 2 hours every day. And it really helped me with my reading comprehension skills in a big, big way. In high school, I struggled with that really bad. Like, I would read a full page of a book, and I couldn't tell you what it was about. It was so bad. But if you keep drilling it and you practice it, your mind gets used to retaining information. Holy crap, sunshine after rain says Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that, sunshine after rain. So this is One Vanderbilt. That's actually where we're headed. We're going to go inside Grand Central Station. Lady Sarita's comprehension skills is a major issue for a lot of people. Yeah, well, I mean, dyslexia, it's not like, it's hard to explain. I don't know, it just doesn't, with my personality, I'm always I can't sit still, I'm always on the go. I have to be on the go all the time. So as a kid, I mean, imagine telling someone like me to sit down and read this and then regurgitate it. It just wasn't happening. It wasn't working. But if you just break it up into like micro goals, I call it micro goals. If you could say, okay, on day 1, I'm going to read just 15 minutes a day. That's it, just 15 minutes. Then you can do whatever you want. That's going to compound over time, right? And by 32 days, if you do something for 32 days in a row, it automatically becomes a habit, right? So if you just force yourself to do a little thing for 32 days in a row, it's going to become a habit. And then you increase the duration, right? Wow, that's an awesome shot of the Empire, guys. Look at that. Now, these are these BMW i3s, right? Is this an i3 or is this an i8? Let's look on the back of the car. I think this is an i3. It doesn't say. It is an i3. Christopher Allen says it's an i3. Those are cool. I still think Teslas are a little bit better. Actually, a lot better. I would way much rather have a Tesla than that. But they look cool. They're a cool little EV. All right, let's cross. We're just gonna do it. Yeah, I'm just skimming over some of the comments about, yeah, it's, I was always in those, well, in New York State, we call them AIS classes. I don't know what it stands for, but yeah, it was tough. But you grow out of it, right? Some people, you know, have different learning styles. And I just couldn't focus. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I don't think I was stupid. I just think I just couldn't focus. I could not do the sitting in the chair for, you know, 6 hours. It just was not happening for me. I was too, I mean, the energy I had was ridiculous. If you guys think I have energy now, you know, at 28, I'm doing 14 miles a day. I mean, it was 10x that when I was a kid. So it was impossible to get me to sit still. Michael says, Tom, which model Tesla would be best in your regard? You know, if money wasn't a factor, I'd say the Tesla Model X. Now, those are the most expensive models, but here's my rationale for that, right? The majority of the time currently, for me, is spent in New York. And Elon Musk has already said, Elon Musk and Tesla is already, reducing and cutting prices for EVs, right? He said this on the earnings call. He said, look, with interest rates the way they are, we've essentially priced out the majority of our customer base. Because if you have a $60,000 to $100,000 vehicle and an auto loan now is approaching double digits, the numbers don't work. So a lot of customers that already bought their vehicles, I mean, they're getting slaughtered, right? Because the resale value is getting destroyed because Elon Musk is reducing prices, but he has to do that to make the car mass marketed to the populace. So my thought process is this. In the next 5 years, if I'm going to be spending the majority of my time in South Florida, in Miami, well, I'll wait to buy a Tesla then, and the model that I want is not going to be 100,000. It may be, you know, 55,000. It may be 60,000. Who knows? If they can really ramp up production. So I really do think Elon Musk will ramp up production, drive down costs while retaining very high operating margin. Now, yes, it's true, on the last earnings call, they had abysmal margins. I mean, it just totally got slaughtered, but I think that's temporary, right? You kind of have to go through a temporary trough in the business to ramp up production, right? I think last quarter's Tesla's margins on their vehicles was single digits. And that is very, very rare. Because if you think about all of the major, you know, Tesla bulls out there, like Ron Barron, who is the CEO and founder of the Barron Funds, one of the main value propositions that they say as to why Tesla deserves a premium valuation over traditional auto OEMs is because Tesla has major gross margins, right? At one point, 30%. Now, if you compare that to other auto OEMs, like GM, like Toyota, and the like, you're looking at across the board, mid-single digits maybe, right? It fluctuates right around there. So to have a business, to have that, that's very impressive and very good. Additionally, Tesla's really more than a car company. I think their software business, their data business, is going to actually probably be bigger than the car company in of itself in 10 years. I'm not sure if Sparks Carnival is in the chat tonight, but he's always said that. He said he thinks the majority of the alpha that's going to be generated in Tesla, right, in terms of the value generated for shareholders, is probably going to be more from their software business. All right, let's cross here. T3 says, did you read their investor relations report? Please do it. It was still over 16%. It may have been, was it? I thought it was single digits. I thought it was 9% for the quarter. I mean, you may be right. But I could have sworn I saw it was 9%. I'll have to go back and look. But thank you for that clarification, though. If it was 16, then 16. Still, 16 is a big reduction from what it was. But I think that's temporary. I really do. I don't think that's going to be permanent. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for your very generous donation. This is my mother, Ruby, and I are both enjoying seeing New York City tonight. Great walk, and thank you. Hey, well, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to go inside Grand Central Station for a moment because I got to warm up here for 2 seconds. But thank you for supporting the channel. Oh no, this guy's no good. All right, I gotta plug in my phone here before it dies. So let's do that. All right, cool. This should hold us over. So we are now inside Grand Central Station. I know, Colton Manning, I had to unplug the mic and plug this in. Well, next week is going to be a busy week too. I mean, it's coming to the end of earnings season. But I think if we look to companies that usually can be used as a proxy for the health of the US consumer, Obviously, it's the financials, right, which we did deep analysis on in terms of the major banks and credit card issuers and things like that. We actually wrote a report about the delinquencies, right, credit card delinquencies starting to move up again towards pre-pandemic levels. But next week, we're going to get a lot of the big box retailers. Walmart, I believe, Target. I'm very interested to see what Target's going to report. Ticker symbol TGT. Also, we are going to have Home Depot, ticker symbol HD. Home Depot can really be used as well as a proxy for things like the housing market. Now, one sector that we didn't cover sector that we didn't cover was actually the home builders. And home builders reported really good earnings, right? And you wouldn't really expect that, but after further analysis, I think it kind of makes sense. Because in this environment, right, we've been covering these two leading economic indicators. Existing home sales have really been cratering and falling off a cliff here, but new home sales actually ticked up. And I have an interesting thesis as to why, and I'd like to know your opinions on this as well. Existing home sales are obviously people who have a home and they're listing it on the market. Now, with new product that you're buying from a sponsor, right, like a developer, like Toll Brothers or something like that, D.R. Horton, well, they can do more things to get the deal done, right? So these are big companies with a lot of cash on the balance sheet. They could reduce prices, they could do rate buy downs, they can give other incentives that, you know, if you're dealing with, let's say me, and I'm selling my house for $1 million, there's not really much I'm gonna negotiate with you, right? If I don't really have to sell, if I'm not super motivated to sell. But if I'm a big corporation, like D.R. Horton, Toll Brothers and the like, and I need to move product, well, I can work with my customers a little bit more to do rate buy downs and other things. So what we're seeing in the data is the majority of first-time home buyers are now shifting from resales to newer product, just because it's a little bit easier for them to get the deals done now, which I guess kind of makes sense. Now, margins were actually still pretty high at most of the home builders too. So we'll be writing about that next week. So if you sort of like all of our finance talk here, every other Thursday after the market closes, we write a free investing newsletter that we send out to all of our Walks on Wall Street subscribers. I sent it out Thursday after the bell, so it's going to be about 14 days before we send out our other one. But if you scan the QR code on the screen and punch in your email, you will be signed up to receive it, and you could also read our archived work. So all of the equity research we do, that is all archived online for free at our Substack. Or you could type !news, NEWS in the chat, and click the link to our Substack and join us for free over there. All right, let's go to the back of Grand Central Station and let's check out the one and only Chrysler building. Now it's funny, as we cross all the way to Lexington Avenue, this is going to be the best dollar pizza slice in the entire city coming up here. Hey, Brad's Brains, it's Tom. I looked at the new construction area last week for my folks. Wow, cool. And the rep said that they'd be willing to deal. I'm sure. Right, a lot of developers want to move product. And they also don't want to be sitting on a lot of product too. You know, when you're entering a negotiation, you always want to kind of gauge where your competition is, right? You don't know if a developer is working on multiple projects, and maybe multiple of his projects are only 30% sold. You know, that means he's going to need to move product, or else he's going to be sitting on a lot of overhead. And maybe he has multiple products, and maybe he has floating rate debt on those products too. So I think there's going to be a lot of deals to be had. There's always deals to be had in every market. If the numbers work, the numbers work. It's just how well can you negotiate the deal. All right, everybody, this is the beautiful Chrysler building right here on the corner of East 43rd Street and Lexington. Hey, Captain Price. Captain Price, 2 weeks ago, I put that clip in the newsletter. That's from that movie Margin Call. It says, be first, be smarter, or cheat. And I don't cheat. I put that in the newsletter as we were writing about Goldman Sachs. So this earnings season, Goldman, when I was on the earnings call, one of the things that stood out to me the most, and one of the analysts, Bank of America, he comes on the call, he's like, wait, I just want to clarify something. Did you mark down your commercial real estate portfolio by 50%? And they're like, yeah, you know, we did. We took extreme aggressive marks, on our commercial office real estate portfolio, and we continue to mark it down even more over the coming quarters. So what does that mean? We sort of wrote about that in the other newsletter. Let me just unplug this. And essentially, you know, when I heard that on the earnings call, it reminded me of the movie Margin Call, you know, when they're trying to offload all their toxic assets. So Goldman Sachs knows what's coming, and, you know, they don't really want any exposure to commercial office, particularly. Hold on, let me put this down. All right, we're good. You know, whenever I plug in my phone to my laptop, it charges it so fast. It's unbelievable. It's like a fast charger. Now, here's a little bit of a hack for everybody. Coming up on the left-hand side is a dollar slice place. You know, where you get the garbage 99-cent slice of pizza. But this place is actually good pizza. Like, it's legitimately good. And it's 99 cents. You can see it's very busy. I'm tempted to go here, but I can't eat pizza. At least not tonight. You see how busy it is all the time? This is the best dollar slice place on earth. It's legitimately good pizza. It's actually better than some places that'll charge you $4 a slice. This place is fantastic, my friends. If you want to know how to get here, inside Grand Central Station, walk all the way to the back towards Lexington Avenue. If you look up and you see One Vanderbilt, and if you look up and you see the Chrysler building, you're right here. This is a very, very good spot. Has anybody been this spot? Let's go over to the east side. Hey, Christopher Allen, take care. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. So 43rd and Lexington. If you want to come to the best dollar slice, 43rd Street and Lexington Avenue. Really, really good. Hey, everything in Miami says I've walked by it a lot. It's a great spot, man. I don't remember the last time I went there. I don't remember the first time I went there. I think it was actually only a few years ago. And I started eating it. I'm like, yo, this is actually very good pizza for a dollar slice place. Now, I'm not saying this is like a DeFara, but I mean, for 99 cents, usually the slices that are 99 cents in the city, you know, it's very, very scary eating that type of food. JG's Bagel Market. You just passed is good as well. I'm not familiar with it. I'll go. I'll definitely check it out. My favorite bagel shop in New York City, right, so including the boroughs, is this place I used to go to in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. That wasn't too far away from that very famous Peter Pan Bakery. I forget the name of it. I'll have to remember it. All right, so now this is 3rd Avenue and 42nd Street. You can see the H&M building or the Bank of America Tower. One Vanderbilt and Chrysler. We'll head back further into the city just because it's getting late. I forgot I started the stream late. I think we started at 9:30. Wow, the Chrysler building looks good from this side. Very rarely do I even look at the Chrysler building from this side. Looks really good. And I feel as if the city cleaned this neighborhood up a little bit. Usually 3rd Avenue, 42nd Street is usually all trash all over the place. It actually looks very clean. You know where they have also very good pizza? In Long Beach, New York. Long Beach, New York. Very good spot. But my favorite pizza spot of all time, which the majority of you will probably never go to, depending on if you're from Long Island, but the place is in Melville. I'm not sure too many of you know what that town is, but I believe it's pronounced La Focaccia. La Focaccia, right off of North Service Road in Melville, Long Island. That place is unreal. Unbelievable. The company I used to work at, we had an office in Manhattan, and we also had an office in Melville. So whenever we would be on the Long Island office, I would go there for lunch. That place is fantastic. Colton Manning is I had an interview in Melville. Yeah, Melville is it's a very unique sort of town. Hey, Michaels is behind the street. Good reads. Thank you so much for supporting my work. I'm glad you like it. What do you think about the audio version too? So I've recorded the audio podcast of the newsletter just in case you don't want to read it. You could listen to it. Now, I think they're going to tear this down, the Hyatt at Grand Central. And I think they're going to build something different here. Ah, Deborah's. I remember Phil's Pizza in North Massapequa off of Hicksville Road. Oh, that's that artist, Alec Monopoly. Look at that. I like how that just came right in perfectly in the frame. I think that may have been him. The artist, Alec. I think he has a place in Miami, but he does a lot of business in New York too. Maybe it was him. Okay, Pershing Square. Bill Ackman. Pershing Square Plaza East reconstruction. I wonder what they're going to make here. Looks pretty good. Pershing Square looks good too, the restaurant. Let's actually go up this way. This reminds me of the atrium next to the old Deutsche Bank at 60 Wall Street. All right, the view is going to get amazing once we turn down Library Way. So we'll do that here in a moment. But this is a good shot of Grand Central Station here and the MetLife building. Hey, Surfboard, take care. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, this is a very unique view of the Steven Schwartzman building, all the way in the distance. Steven Schwartzman made the majority of his money on Wall Street doing leveraged buyout deals, or LBOs. As we cross Madison Avenue, it's going to be a better view. Look at how nicely they paved the street. All right. I think this is a great place to end the stream. It's a great view. So thank you everybody for joining us. Tomorrow we will be live again starting at 8:30 for our highly anticipated Markets Look Ahead live stream, where we will go day by day and discuss all of the main events that are going to be happening on the week ahead on Wall Street, from corporate earnings to any major economic news. It's inflation week too. We're going to get the CPI numbers out. We'll break it down right here on Walks and Wall Street. So if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to leave a like on the video. Click the subscribe button if you're new. Share the show with your friends. And if you want to stay informed on the financial markets, if you scan the QR code on your screen and punch in your email, you'll be signed up to receive our free financial newsletter that we send out every other Thursday after the market closes. We cover U.S. equities, fixed income, real estate, and much more. So check us out over there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Danny, appreciate it. MBA Elias, Richard Vogel, all of our moderators. Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans. There's always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. Steph UF, Vivian B. Cruz, Ali Starr, Western Mass Dave, Joe Driver, Mary, Tao Abdullah, Jen Claus. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much.